Sophia had always prided herself on being rational. Superstitions, ghost stories, bad omens, those were things for other people, not her. So when she moved into a creaky old Victorian house on the edge of a sleepy town, the warnings from her new neighbours barely registered. "Watch out for the black cat," Mrs. Daniels, her overly friendly neighbour, whispered one morning over the hedge. "It's cursed. If it crosses your path, you're doomed." Sophia stifled a laugh. "A cat? Really?" Mrs. Daniels only shook her head. "Laugh all you want, but you'll see. That cat brings misfortune to anyone it touches." Over the next few weeks, Sophia caught glimpses of the cat. It was sleek, with eyes like glowing embers, and it seemed to materialize out of nowhere. Sometimes she spotted it sitting on her front steps, staring at her with an almost human intensity. Once, it even darted in front of her car, causing her to slam on the brakes. Each time she brushed it off. "Coincidence?" she muttered, though the hairs on the back of her neck always seemed to rise. Then came the night it all changed. Walking home from the corner store under a moonless sky, Sophia froze as the cat appeared ahead of her, its glowing eyes piercing the darkness. It darted across her path and vanished into the shadows. She shook her head and continued walking, but her unease grew with every step. The next morning, her life began to unravel. Her boss called to let her go, citing budget cuts. Her car refused to start, and when it finally did, it sputtered to a stop in the middle of traffic, earning her a ticket. A few days later, a delivery van sideswiped her on her way to a job interview, leaving her with a twisted ankle and a totaled car. The more she tried to push forward, the more the world seemed to conspire against her. Desperation set in. Sophia scoured the internet for ways to break curses, visited local psychics, and even sprinkled salt around her house. But nothing worked. The cat continued to appear, always watching, always silent. One night, she cornered it in her garden, trembling with frustration. "What do you want from me?" she screamed. The cat tilted its head, unblinking. Then it turned and disappeared into the bushes. Sophia decided enough was enough. She couldn't live in fear of a dumb animal. Packing her bags, she decided to leave town, but as she drove down the dark, winding road, the cat appeared again, standing motionless in the middle of the street. She swerved, narrowly missing it, and skidded to a halt. Her heart pounded as she looked in her rearview mirror. The cat sat there staring at her. Enraged, she reversed, intending to scare it away, but just as she did, her headlights illuminated the edge of a cliff. The road ahead had collapsed in a recent storm. Another few feet, and she would have plummeted into the abyss. Shaking, Sophia realized the truth. The cat hadn't been cursing her. It had been protecting her all along. The job she lost, the interview she missed, the accident. Each event had kept her from travelling down this very road, at this very moment when death was waiting to greet her. Sophia stepped out of the car, tears streaming down her face. The cat approached her cautiously, its glowing eyes softer now, almost kind. It rubbed against her leg before disappearing into the shadows one last time. From then on, Sophia never doubted the black cat. The curse had never been about bad luck. It was a warning, a guide. She learned to trust the whispers of fate, even when they came in the form of glowing eyes and silent paws. Sometimes, she thought, what looks like a curse is just another way to save you from yourself.